21 minutes before the hour on America in the Morning, following up on a story we had last week. A Baltimore family is suing Sesame Street-themed amusement park Sesame Place. And to find out more about this case and what's behind it, we invite Andrew Lieb in. He's an attorney at law at Lieb at Law PC. That's liebatlaw.com. Mr. Lieb, if you can just explain the background of what's happening here with this family suing Sesame Place.
This is crazy, John. So Elmo, everyone's favorite character, and Ernie, Telly Monster, Abby Cadabby. Apparently this family went to Sesame Place and they said these four characters didn't do a meet and greet with them, and they're alleging it's because they're a black family. And they said other similarly situated white families, they got the meet and greet.
So they're suing for how much?
I've seen reports say $25 million, and I wanted to read the complaint, John. $50 million, but it gets more. Attorney's fees.
Now, this is a class action lawsuit. The attorneys suing are inviting other families in who may have had a similar experience. How many families part of this class action lawsuit?
So the stage of the litigation isn't where we would know that answer. When you first write a complaint in federal court, you say you would like to be appointed the class representative. Until the judge certifies the class, you don't actually have other people sign on. That said, they're saying it's got to be lots of people this is happening to, and other videos have also emerged saying that this is happening to other people.
So in a class action lawsuit, any class action lawsuit, you never know how many parties have signed on to the complaint?
Precisely. In
Wow.
federal court, you never know. And you can't actually even reach out to them because attorneys aren't allowed to do in-person solicitation. It's ethically prohibited until such time as the judge certifies the class.
Now, this suit has not been brought by a prosecutor, say, of the state of Pennsylvania, right? This is a private attorney?
This is a private attorney. They wrote a 19-page complaint. I'm looking at it right now, and the attorney's name is Jason Duncan, and he's over in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
And so they are suing the parent company of Sesame Place, SeaWorld Parks, is that correct?
It is, the one based in Florida that we all know about so well.
You're an attorney. If you work for SeaWorld Parks and Sesame Place, and you've got a class action lawsuit against you, what do you say? How do you answer these families, or this family who claims that their child was snubbed by the puppet characters?
It's a real hard case, I have to tell you. Even though there's a federal law called a 1981 case that says you can never discriminate based on race, and there's this private right of action. To prove that it wasn't just a one-off or a mistake or a bad thing, they're going to have to show systemic racism to really win this case and get that damage.
And how could that be proven?
I think through showing lots of discovery and surveillance, and I wonder what type of video comes out. Sometimes people like you and I, we talk about it on the media, and that floods into the plaintiff's inbox other people with similar stories, and they're really banking on that to win here. But the thing is, you have to show someone that's similarly situated of a different race had a different experience. That's the standard under what's called 1981, and it's really particular to race. You don't have this type of law for all different types of protections.
So this is interesting because this ushers, typically we hear about discrimination issues in employment or perhaps in a service where someone is denied service at a restaurant. But this family, potential families, were at an amusement park. Is a costumed character required to interact with people?
It's a great question. I'm going to bring you back to my first day of law school. And in law school, they say, you don't have a duty to do much in the world, but once you undertake a duty, you have a duty to do it correctly and non-discriminatorily. So what they're alleging here is that the contract with Sesame Place is you'll get meet and greets with the characters. And in fact, they did get meet and greets with the characters, except for the black families. And so that's where they have to show the difference.
Would you take the case for the families that are saying they were discriminated against?
You know, it's a great publicity type of case to take. I would say the damages are really good, but I would want to see more of those videos from other people. If it was just a one-off, I probably wouldn't take the case. But if you saw 10, 20, 30 families this happening to, then you're seeing that systemic racism, which we have to really bring the case and try and get rid of.
Well, keep us posted. Andrew Lieb is an attorney at law at Lieb at Law. That's liebatlaw.com. He provides practice with a range of legal services throughout New York City. Mr. Lieb is a regular legal analyst on media everywhere. He often comments on Supreme Court issues. Could this case go to the Supreme Court?
I doubt it's going to be a high court case because the Supreme Court only takes a case if they think it's a novel legal issue. So it's not going to be a precedent-setting case.
Mr. Lieb, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.